I'm gonna warn you guys tonight. This is gonna be a week packed full of information. So I'm gonna need you guys to hang on because I'm gonna talk fast. And that means my interpreter is gonna talk fast. And the reason I talk fast sometimes is because I have a lot of information, but also because I'm really passionate about what I do and how I'm helping people. I'm fired up all the time, and I want to give you guys as much value as I can in the short time that we have together tonight. But this is the good news. All these trainings are recorded. So if I go a little too fast, no worries. You can go back, pause it, rewind it, and take notes at your own pace and truly absorb this content. This is what I do all the time, you guys. Whenever I'm watching a call and it's recorded, I'm going to pay attention. I'm going to lock in. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to watch it. I'm going to pause it and I'm going to take notes and I'm going to execute. That's how I do these calls. So the first time, I'm completely in. If you're trying to take notes, you're going to miss it because I'm going to talk really fast. Then go back and watch it again. The great thing about these calls being recorded is you can make sure that your team watches them. Watch it with them. What I'm going to teach you guys tonight is going to be transformational in your life. And I recommend that you guys go back and watch it and you share this with people because this is what's going to take you to the next level. This is what took me to the next level. This is what took all of my businesses to the next level, what I taught you guys, what I'm going to teach you guys tonight. It's what took everything. I gamified business. And what I'm going to teach you tonight is how to gamify your business because when you gamify things, they're fun. And as you know, I've already told you, my number one core value is fun. I have to have fun in everything I'm doing or I don't want to do it. So sit back, listen. If you have something you got to take a note on because you're not going to watch it again, do that. But I'm telling you, if you guys engage and listen to this conversation, you're going to get a lot more out of it. So make sure you guys share this with your teams. I want you to watch it over and over and over again so you can teach it better than me. Because repetition, you guys, is the mother of mastery. And we're here to master this together. Everything I'm teaching you guys, I want you to master it. Now, mastery takes time. But I promise you, if you put the time in, you can master it. So, but before we dive into the goal setting this week, I just want to check in on something that we've already talked about in the past weeks. First of all, put in the chat how the morning routine is going. I know it's difficult. Changing habits is one of the most difficult things we have to do. But this morning I was coaching somebody and I told him about my morning and nightly routine. And he was like, man, and this guy is a wellness freak. He fasts, everything he puts in his body is like, I just can't get my morning routine and my nightly routine like that. I can't get in bed by 9:30. And I was like, can't die in the poorhouse. You got to make a decision to do it because it's going to change your life. I just got my age studied. I'm 51 years old. My age is 40. And I guarantee you it's because of my morning and my nightly routine. Because I take care of myself and it's a priority in my life. Remember, your routine, you guys, is the foundation of your execution. So if you're executing, I want you to put a 1 in the chat. If you're not executing, tell the truth and put a 3 in the chat. 1, I'm executing. 3, I'm not executing. Tell the world you're not executing so that you execute. Okay? Or if you want to put a testimonial in the chat, share how it's impacting you. Because people love to hear that things are working. If you're struggling, share that too. There's power in struggle, you guys. There's growth in the process, and we all will get better together. It's not about sharing all the things that you're doing great. Sometimes it's going to be like, God, I was really struggling with this. This is really tough for me. But then make a commitment to make it not so tough. And the way it's not so tough is repetition because it becomes easier and easier and easier. And again, the morning routine, you don't have to implement and execute everything at once. Try one thing for a week, then add a second thing, then add a third thing, then add a fourth thing. This is a 90-day massive action plan. I'm not asking you to get better in a week. I'm just asking you to transform in 90 days. A lot can happen in 90 days. So before I go on, I want to do something really important. I would love to ask a few of you about your numbers to make sure you guys have this. If you don't know your numbers, you're never going to reach them. So I want to ask a few of you quickly, whoever's ready to share, I just want to go through this process. Now listen, when we go through this process, I want 2 numbers. How much you want to make every single month and how much you want to make and have in your bank account that you can live off of for the rest of your life. I just want to make sure you guys have this. And if you don't, it's okay. Don't be embarrassed. I'm going to help you work through this. so that you can start asking this question and you can start asking people this question and start helping them get to their number. Because if you do this with your team, now the action is going to be a little different because now they have something that they're focused on. So who wants to share with me their number that they want to make every single month? Right? This is a number you need to have on the top of your head. And thank you for all the cameras on. That's awesome. I don't think I've ever seen a full page of cameras on. So thank you for that. So who wants to share their number they want to make every month and how much they want to have in their bank account? And this is a number that you should have on the top of your head. Okay. So raise your hand virtually. Raise your hand. Okay, Myra, let's go with you. Ron, I expect your hand to be up. Go ahead, Myra. Oh, you're on mute. You're still on mute. I think you have to unmute yourself. There you go.
¿Ya? Ok. Te quiero contar, decir
Well,
cómo se
I
pronuncia mi
want
nombre
to
primero.
help you pronounce my
Es
name first. It's
Mireya.
Mireya.
I'm never going to get that, but go ahead. I'm going to call you M.
Okay.
I don't
Okay.
have the Spanish accent. Like, I'm going to mess it up. I mean, I barely can say Jimena. So,
Ok. Está bien.
Okay, no
El
problem.
número que yo
The
tengo en
number
mi mente
that
y en
I
mi
have in my
corazón
head and in my heart,
me gustaría
I
generar
would
al
like to
mes
generate
$25,000.
$25,000 a month.
awesome. Okay. So, how much do you want to have in your bank account that you feel like you can live the rest of your life off of? How much? What's that number?
Sí, con el, bueno, $25,000.
$25,000
Es que no he
would be,
sabido cómo
I
hacerlo
don't know
bien
how to
para
do
que
this
me quede, sé que
well to
tengo que tener una
calculate
Okay,
cantidad.
so
an
let's all do it
amount.
together. So I'm gonna get a pen, write this down, okay? So everyone listen to this, okay? She wants to make $25,000 a month, okay? So we're gonna take $25,000. Lola, put this in the chat as I do it, okay? $25,000 times 12. What is that? Do it on your calculator, on your phone, whatever, what it is. I can tell you, I know it's 300,000, but it's 25,000 times 12. I want you guys to do this math with me so you get it.
300.
300,000. Okay, so now you're going to take 300,000 times 33%. What is that?
99,000.
Okay, so you're going to add that to the 300,000. So you need to make every single year 399,000. Okay? Now you're going to take 399 and divide it by 12. What is that?
$33 to
Yep.
250.
Okay, 33,250. Okay. So that's what you need to make every single month to live the life of your dreams. Before I go on to the next computation, what I want you to tell you guys is this. This number can change. As you make money, it will. Okay. So right now, this is your goal that you want to make every month. Now, in a year or two, if you're making 50,000 a month, your goal might be, I want to make 100,000 a month. That's okay. Remember, goals can change. Success snowflakes can change. But right now, that's the number you're concentrating on. That's what you want to go after. Okay. So that's your number. So now I want you to take this number. Okay. And this is how I want you guys to go through this. Take 5 million in your calculator. Do 5 million times 5%. I'll do it with you. Do 5 million times 5%. What number do you get?
250,000.
Good job. Okay. So 250,000 minus 20% is $200,000. Is that going to get you to your monthly number? Because your monthly number is 399,000, right? I mean, your yearly number is 399, 33,250. So if you take 200,000 divided by 12, it's not 33,250. So why I'm telling you this is this. Your numbers have to match. So you could get 5% on your money pretty safely. That's why I use 5%, you guys. If you invest the money in a safe investment, you can get at least 5% return on your money. So this is why we go through this. So now I want you to take $7.5 million times 5%. And that equals $375,000. Okay? minus 20%, because when you have your money working for you, you have to pay capital gains and not income. Okay? Capital gains is 20%. So minus 20%, that equals $300,000 a year. Is that your number? 300,000 divided by 12, 25,000. So you have to have in the bank $7.5 million to live off of that 5% without ever touching the principal, because you want your money to work for you, not you working for your money. Okay, so the goal is I want to make 399,000 a year. I want to make 33,250 a month, and I need to put $7.5 million in the bank. Now, you might not have to put $7.5 million if you start saving now, because your money's going to grow for you, right? That money's going to work for you now. So whatever your strategy is to get that $7.5 million, but now you know your number. The most important thing is knowing your number. Now, what you do, you're going to build this business. Whatever else you're going to do, if you have another business. So that's what I want you guys to think about. So that computation that I just shared with you, start asking people that question. And the question is this: how much money would you like to make every single month where you would feel like you're living the life of your dreams? Meaning you get to live in the car, drive the car, not live in your car, drive the car that you want, live in the house you want, go on the vacations you want, put your kids in private school, homeschool, whatever that is. But just start asking people that question. And most people are going to have no idea. So get them thinking and then put that number out there, because a lot of people think, hey, if I got $2 million in the bank, I'm going to be fine. Well, when you retire or when you want to stop working, you don't want to live a goal of 25,000. Then when I stop working, I want to live off 10,000. You want to make the same or more money when you retire, because you have more time on your side. You're going to be spending time with your grandkids. You're going to be traveling. You're going to be going to lunch. You're going to be playing golf. So you're going to spend more money because you have more time to spend money. So you don't want your income to go down. You always want your income to stay or go up. So that's why I'm trying to help you with this number. But it's an interesting conversation to have with people, so that, especially your leaders, especially people in your organization. $25,000 a month, you guys, is not a lot of money in this business. In 2 or 3 years, you could very easily be making $25,000 a month. Very easily. You guys have all seen Mike Hernandez doing 3 years in the business, no social media, 107 people, and he's making $55,000 a week. That's what's possible. Is it going to take
Jay,
you a
nada
little
más
time
una
to get comfortable?
pregunta.
Just one
Sorry.
question.
Go ahead.
Pregunta. Entonces,
So
la idea es que
the
este dinero
idea
está yendo de lo
is
que
that
yo voy a ir
this money
generando
isn't coming from my
mes con mes
work,
en mi
month
negocio,
after
sino
month
que
in
esto
my
está
business.
yendo de mi
This is coming
inversión.
from my investment.
When you stop working, yes, that money that you want in the bank account where you have the peace, I'm good, I don't need to work anymore, my money's going to work for me. So that's the number that we all want to get to, right? There's two really important numbers in our life, right? The two most important numbers is, when do I want to stop working and how much do I need to work for me? Right? So that's what I want to figure out. So the monthly number is a living. I want to get you to that number first so that we can get to the long-term number and when you're going to retire, so that people have a goal, okay, which we're going to talk about today, okay? So I just wanted to go through that with you guys to make sure that you understand, okay? So let me ask you guys a question. And this question was asked to me by my mentor, and it changed my life forever. It's when things just opened up for me. And he asked me, he said, Jay, if I followed you around for the next 30 days, and if I studied your calendar, and I watched your habits, and I watched your daily routine, would I be able to tell what your goals are without ever saying a word? And I was like, wow, that's a really good question. So if I looked at your calendar, I watched your habits, and I saw your daily routine, would I be able to tell what your goals are without ever saying a word? And that's what you need to think about. What are your actions saying? What is your calendar saying? What is your habit saying? What's your daily routine look like? How planned is it? Because here's the truth about goal setting, you guys. Everybody in the world says that they want more. Everybody says they want to win. And everybody says that they want success, they want freedom, they want time, they want money, they want options. Everybody wants that. But wanting is never the problem, you guys. The problem always is planning. Just like we talked about the number. You got to know what you want first. And then you got to put a plan in place. And then the next problem is execution. Nobody executes. And we're going to talk about this in the coming weeks, why people don't execute. And the problem is alignment with your goals. You see, the goal setting is not about writing some fluffy wish list on a piece of paper. What goal setting is about clarity. It's about direction. It's about telling your life where it's going before life tells you where you're going to end up. And that's where a lot of people are. Life has told them where they end up. Life is the problem. Life is the victim mentality. Life is, this is what happened to me. Without goals, you guys, life just happens to you. And when you have goals, life starts happening for you. I promise you, every single winner you admire, I don't care if it's a dancer, a ballet person, if it's a musician, an actor. I know a lot of people admire my wife. Every person you look at and say, man, I wish I had their life. They're lucky. I promise you this. That person didn't drift their way to success. They envisioned it, they planned it, they mapped it, they reverse engineered it, and they attacked it every single day with intentionality. Every single day. Because this is what I know about success. This is what I figured out about success. Success is never owned. It's only rented. And the rent on success is due every single day. Because this is what I would tell you. Success is like this. And the people that really are successful, that stay successful, are paying rent every single day. They're putting in the time. They're putting in things that you don't even see. You don't see it. But they're paying rent every single day. And the people that fall from grace forgot how they got there. They got lazy. They started making excuses. They didn't want to pay the rent anymore. And when I talk about rent, it's paid in goal-producing activities. The activities that are going to actually get you to your goal. You can, a lot of gurus out there say, man, if you want to hit your goals, write them down. And that's going to help you hit their goals. And I say BS. Writing them down is exactly what you want, and that's great. But if you don't have a GPS to get there, you're never going to get there. And your goals, your dreams are going to become nightmares. And then you're just going to give up. And those goal-producing activities, most of the time, are the things you don't feel like doing. The things that aren't always fun or sexy. But it's the things that will produce. Goal setting is not just about a vision. It's about discipline. Doing things that you don't feel like doing. In that moment, when you don't feel like doing it, that's the exact moment you need to do it. I don't feel like going for a walk this morning. Do it. Do it. I don't feel like eating good today. Do it. It's about designing the life you say you want and then proving it by how you show up daily. You can't say, I want this and not show up. The first part of success is showing up when you don't feel like it, when you feel sick, when you feel like I want to give up. Because here's what happens when you set goals properly. Your time gets a lot more valuable. Your energy gets a lot more focused, and your network starts to shift because you feel and discover that maybe the people you're surrounding yourself with is not on the same page as you. And so you shift who you spend time with. You shift your energy that's around you. And then what happens is your habits begin to level up. And then I'm going to tell you the most important thing that happens. Your confidence will explode because nothing builds belief faster than keeping promises to yourself. And we're going to talk about this in the coming weeks. Most people break promises to themselves every day because they keep them a secret. They don't share their promises with people. They don't share their promises of, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to exercise more. I'm going to have a morning routine. I'm going to go to bed early. I'm going to talk to 3 to 5 people today. I'm going to build my business. I'm going to read every day. Because when you plan your goals and you attach the goal producing activities to them, this is what's going to happen. You're going to become a different person. You're not going to give up at the first moment of feeling like you failed. Because I just got to do it again. I got to do it again. I got to do it again. And it's not because you said some affirmation, not because you got lucky, but because you built the muscle of doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. That is a muscle, you guys. I promise you. And you got to build that muscle. And when you build that muscle, I call it becoming dangerous in business. You understand the bottom is very full. The top 3%, the people that are at the top, there's a lot of room up there, you guys, because there's not many people up there. It's a fun place to be, but it's sometimes lonely. But that's where we all want to be. You just got to find a way to get there, and that's through goals. Because goal setting is about giving your future a voice in your present. I'll say that again. Goal setting is about giving your future a voice in your present moment. It's about living by design and not living by default. Most people just live by default. They live by the principle of it's happening to me versus happening for me. It's about trading being busy for being productive. A lot of people are busy. I've had a lot of employees. They always look busy, but they're never productive. They're never hitting their goals. They're never producing. And it's about stepping into ownership of your results, good or bad, and saying, if it is to be, it's up to me completely. You can't depend on anybody else to make things happen. But what you can be is a good leader for people to see if they do certain things, what can happen for them. And that needs to be your driving force because you're on stage all the time in front of your kids, in front of your family, in front of your friends, in front of your husband, in front of your team. We're all on stage all the time. So if you're struggling with bringing people into the business, what are you doing on stage? So this isn't just about training about writing your goals down. This is about building a blueprint for your life. This is about creating a system for achievement. This is about defining exactly what you want, mapping the plan to go get it. And then this 8-9 weeks of training is becoming the type of person who does the work until the work works. Because that's what winners do. Winners don't hope. I've done this talk on hopium before. There is no such thing as hopium. It's not a drug. You can't hope your way to success. Winners don't wish. They don't throw a penny in a fountain and be like, God, can this just happen for me? What winners do is they decide. And today, I want us to decide together. We're going to achieve all of our goals and all of our dreams, and there's not going to be anything in the way. There's not going to be anything stopping us. So let's start talking about the process of setting goals. And like I said in the beginning, I like to gamify things. I'm a huge, huge sports fanatic. And like I said, one of my personal core values is having fun. And I believe business should be fun. Life should be fun. And when things are fun, people stay engaged and they play harder. They play the game harder. So when I created this process, I built it around 2 of my favorite sports. 2 sports that I played for a long time. I have a lot of injuries from them, but I love them. And that was basketball and football. And some of you on here might not know much about basketball and football, but I'm just going to give you an overview of why I like these sports. Think about it. Both of these games are played in 4 quarters. And at the end of each quarter, if you watch a game, you probably not, your husband's watching, you're probably reading or doing something else. Some of you are sports fanatics. But at the end of each quarter, what happens is the team huddles up. They go to the sideline, they evaluate, they figure out what went right, They figured out what's going wrong, and then they adjust. And they're adjusting constantly through the games. And the best teams in the world, they're not perfect. The championship teams are nowhere close to perfect. They're just constantly adjusting. They're trying to figure out the other team's defense or the other team's offense, but it's a constant adjustment. And that's exactly how you need to approach your goals every single day, every single quarter, which I'm going to share with you in a minute. And whatever dedicated time you're putting into this business, whether it's your business or your personal life, your health, your relationships, you have to create space for constant check-ins, for constant reflection, for constant adjustments. This strategy isn't just for business goals. This works for any area of your life you want to grow in. Any area. If it's spending time with your wife, if it's spending time with your kids, if it's spending time on working out and losing weight, whatever it is, this plan works for every single thing. Okay? So I'm going to share a couple slides with you guys really quick, just for some visuals. Let me pull this up. Sorry. Okay. Technology sometimes is not your friend. Okay. So this is such a true statement. 99% of people never get what they want because they don't know exactly what they want. Just like when we talked about the numbers. You're never going to get to the income unless you know what the income is. You're never going to get to that number in the bank unless you know exactly what it is. You have to know. You can't just throw a dart and expect to have the number that's going to give you the life that you want. And confusion is the enemy of success. Clarity is power. If you're confused and you don't know where you're going, I mean, imagine, I don't ever get in my car now without turning on Waze, my GPS system. I know the area, but there could be traffic, there could be an accident. I want to go around that. I don't want to be confused. I want to get there the fastest way as possible. And clarity is how you get there the fastest way possible. So when you set your goals, some of you have heard this, they have to be SMART goals. And you're like, duh, they have to be smart. This is just an acronym, but they do have to be smart. Okay? SMART meaning specific. They have to be specific on what you want. $25,000 a month, $33,250 before taxes, and I want to have $7.5 million in the bank. That's specific. They have to be measurable. You have to be able to measure them along the way. They have to be attainable. They can't be just so far-fetched. In the next 90 days, I want to own a Bugatti. I want to own a 35,000 square foot mansion in England. They have to be attainable. Now, they also have to make you uncomfortable. I'm not saying they have to be to the point where you know you're going to hit them. They got to make you a little uncomfortable. Okay? They got to be relevant to what you want to accomplish in your life. You can't have goals that aren't going to get you to where you want to go. And they have to be time-based. If there's no deadline, then you're not going to do it. Human beings are procrastinators. So timelines for me, I have no longer timeline than 90 days. 90 days is the max on a goal. Because if it's 180, if it's 360, you're not going to do it. You're going to wait till it's like 2 months before. We all know that about ourselves. That's just who we are as human beings. So have shorter time-based deadlines, okay? So this GPS, this is a goal planning system. I created this years ago and I wrote about it in a book, all right? And it's about thinking in 4 quarters. And the reason I did this is because when you have a goal for 90 days, I want to do, 60 brand partners in the next 90 days. That means 20 a month, right? That and 60 kind of messes with our head. But as I'm going to break these goals down very quickly and show you this, you're going to see that 60 is not such a big number if you have consistent, disciplined effort every single day. Okay? So when I say 4 quarters, I want you to think about the year. everything we can break down into 4 quarters. Okay. The year can be broken down into 4 quarters. There is 4 quarters in every year. Q1 is January, February, March. Q2 is April, May, June. Q3 is July, August, September. And Q4 is October, November, December. We have 4 quarters every year. The year has a perfect 490 days every single year. Cool, right? Well, guess what? The month also has 4 quarters every single month because every month has 4 weeks. Week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. Okay? And also, the cool thing about it is the week also has 4 quarters. And I broke mine into 4 days: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So I plan all of my goal producing activities on those 4 days. Now, let's say I don't hit my goal for the week on Thursday. Friday's my golf day. That's my mental health day. I play golf because it helps me reset. It takes my mind off of everything that I'm working on right now. But if I don't hit my goals by Thursday, I got to play overtime. I got to work on Friday. And so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'm wanting to hit my goals because my reward is I get to go play golf. I get to go have lunch with my friends. But if not, I got to play overtime. I got to make sure I hit my goals for the week, right? So there's 4 quarters in a week. The day has 4 quarters. You're like, what do you mean the day has 4 quarters? Well, no matter how long you're working on this business, if it's an hour, I can break that hour into 4 15-minute quarters. If I do 2 hours, I can break it into 30-minute quarters. If it's 8 hours, I'm going to break it into 2-hour quarters. So for example, I start my day in my office from 11 to 7. So my quarters, I work from 11 to 1, 1 to 3, 3 to 5, and 5 to 7. Those are my 4 quarters in the day. And I have my day broken down in that manner. And at 15 minutes before 1 o'clock, I'm going to look at what I accomplished in that quarter. I'm going to call a timeout. I'm going to go to the sideline and be like, where am I at? Okay, what do I need to do the next quarter? How do I need to break these things down so that I can make sure that I catch up and I'm ahead? I mean, when you watch a basketball or football game, if you're an avid fan like myself or Carlos, what we're watching the entire time is the clock and the scoreboard. Okay, in our heads, we're like, okay, all right, my team's up 10 points. It's almost halftime. It's good. All right, cool. Let's hold on to this lead. If we're behind, it's 2 minutes left in the half. We're like, okay, we got 2 minutes. We can at least cut it to 5, or we can cut it to 4. Same thing the coach is doing. So that's what you have to do in your day. You're just running your day like a game. Okay. So we talked about you got to get your goal. You have to know where you're going. And then you have to create a goal producing activity, which I'm going to show you that in a minute inside of this business. Once you create your goal producing activity, then you got to put it on your calendar. Because when you put it on your calendar, calendar is commitment. I'm committed to doing this at this time. Okay, so I got to get my goal. Then I got to create my goal producing activity, which I've already done for you in this business. And then I'm going to put it on my calendar. And the easiest thing is once you get this goal producing activity, you can push the side button on your phone and tell her to put it on your calendar at what time you want on. You don't even have to write or type. We all have a calendar on our phone that it can be put directly on. And all you got to do is talk to her and tell her tomorrow at 1 o'clock, I want to put on an appointment to prospect 3 people at 1 p.m. to 1:30. Boom. She's going to put it right on her calendar. You hit accept. No writing, just talking. Okay. Then it's going to go in your calendar. So this is what's going to happen, you guys. You're going to fail. It's not going to go the way you want it. You're not going to hit your goal. And I just want to tell you that failures make winners stronger. Because we know what made us fail. It's going to make you hungry. That's what winners do. Losers just walk away. Throw in the towel, I give up. And also failure is going to make you grow because you're going to know exactly how to do it. So when this failure happens, the only reason I put this in here is I don't want you to get discouraged because it's going to happen. If you're not failing, you don't have big goals. But failing only happens when you quit or you give up. So I didn't do it this month. Let's get better the next month. All right. So my challenge for you guys before I teach you this GPA is to never measure where you are today versus exactly where you want to be. I do not care what's happened in your past. I don't care. Your past has nothing to do with this besides you have more experience. I've just had bad luck my whole life. Not today. Today's a new day. The past has absolutely nothing to do with your future except for experience. It doesn't dictate your future. Don't be a victim of it. Decide. Everything that I've done in the past, I'm going to get better. And today is that day. So what I want to go over with you guys right now is the actual GPS that I created. And Lola sent this all out to you guys. They're in the chats, they're in the emails. I'm not sure exactly, Lola, you can put in the chat how you sent it out. But we sent this GPS. It's a fillable PDF. She also sent out all the documents for Success Snowflake, the core values examples. So you guys have all that you could print off and use this and write things on. So you would have gotten that. If you don't get that, Lola, put your WhatsApp in the chat for me so that you can WhatsApp her and she can send it directly to you. But she sent it out on the chat. So look there first before she gets bombarded with WhatsApps because she's very busy too with managing me. But if you don't have it, send it. But please look in those chats first because she sent it out to you guys. Okay. So let me share this document with you guys. So this is the GPS, you guys. It's a fillable PDF. Okay, so you can go in there. I want to go over this very, very quickly with you guys. Okay, I'm going to have a session at the end where you guys can ask me questions. I just want you to get in there and play with this. But what I want to explain to you guys very, very quickly is this. This is the goals that you should have being a brand partner or building your business. That is, what is your brand partner goal for how many people do you want to bring in? So you can see here, there's Q. So we're in Q2 right now. Yes, wait, June, July, August. No, Q3. So June, July, August down here, okay? And then this is week, this is the month, so I can change this to June and change this to July. Everything is fillable, okay? So you're gonna go down here and these are the 3 months in this quarter, okay? So how many brand partners do you want to bring in this month, all right, in June? So let's just say you want to bring in 10 this month, okay? I'm just going to guess a number, and I'm going to show you guys how to figure out the numbers just for time's sake. And let's say I want to bring in 10 customers this month, okay? And then premiums. How many premium customers do you want to bring in? Because you should have a goal to try to bring in premium customers. Let's just say we want to bring in 4 premium customers this month. And then what do you want your rank to be this month? Do you want it to be a director? So we're going to put director there. And then how much income do you want to make this month? So do I want to make 2,000, 3,000, 1,000? So let's put $1,500. I want to make $1,500 this month. Okay? That's the goal. And then in June, when that jump month in, what was your actual goal? So let's say our actual goal was 7. Okay? But I want you to plan 3 months in advance, right? I want you to go to July right now and say, I want to bring in how many brand partners? What I would tell you is to stretch a little bit. Always make it a little higher. So let's just say this is 12 and this is 14. Okay? Now, this month, when you go through your numbers and look at it, if it's a 7 and you missed it by 3, you need to add it to this quarter. So this one needs to become 15. You don't need to change the one down below, but this is just to make sure you hit your goals for the entire quarter. All right, if you fall short here, and let's say you get 13, then I'm going to need to do 16 here so that I can hit my quarter goal. Okay, this is where I want to show you guys the numbers real quick. Okay, so if I'm going, everything is divided by 4. So 10 divided by 4 is 2.5. Well, there's no such thing as 2.5, right? So this would be 12. So each week I need to bring in 3 brand partners. Okay. Everything is divided by 4 and you round up, okay? So same thing here. 3, 3, 3, 3. All right? Premium goals. I want to bring in 4 people. Well, there's 4 weeks. 1, 1, 1, 1. So what I want to show you guys is these numbers become smaller because if you add this up right here, 10, 15, and 16, that number equals 25, 31 for the when I look at 31, it's like, oh my God, 31 people I'm going to bring into the business in 3 months. But if you only got to bring in 3 people each week, it's a lot more attainable. Now, I know you might have not done that so far, but that's what this is about because I want you to see what the activity is, okay? So this is the goals. This is knowing what the number is, what you want to accomplish. This is the GPA, okay? And again, I'm going to go through this really quickly because I have another call in 7 minutes, and we can cover a little bit of it next week. If you guys have questions, we'll start off with this and I'll go through it again. But the GPA is the actual activity. Okay. And if you see on here, if you guys go through this, when you look at it, how many prospects have you patched? So we all know that there's about a 10% close rate when we start. So how many people do we have to patch every single month if we're going to get to 10? Let's say it's 20%. We got to patch 50 people in a month. You're like, oh my God, 50 people. How am I going to patch 50 people? So how many people do you have to patch? You got to patch people 8 every week. How many you got to patch every day? That means you got to patch 2 people. It's not a big number. You can patch 2 people every day. You can get 2 conversations with everybody every day. And I'm saying every day, Monday through Thursday, right? 4 days in a week, I'm going to patch 2 people every single day. How many opportunity calls are you going to do? With people, individuals or group calls? How many are you going to do every single month? Right? So if I got 50 people, maybe I'm going to do 20 opportunity calls, 20 meetings with people. That means I got to do how many each week? I got to do 5 a week, 1 every day, where I'm going to present the business to people. How many people am I going to follow up with? There's a lot of people that said no. How do you follow up with people? You don't follow up with them and say, try to sell them the patch. You follow up with them how you got in the conversation. 90 days later, 120 days later, hey, just following up with you. How's life? How's your job? How's your kids? You said you're going on vacation. And then they're going to ask you about the business. Oh my God, I'm so excited about the business. It's the best decision I ever made. But you got to have a plan to follow up with people. Down here, customer follow-ups. If a customer signs up, you guys, you should be following up with them in 30 days. Ask them if they want to get the patch for free. How do you get the patch for free? Get 3 people to come in as a customer, and your patches are free every month. In 60 days, I'm going to follow up and say, how's it going? Oh my God, I love this patch. Well, you know that the company will actually pay you for sharing and upgrade them to a brand partner. Auto ship follow-up. Going through your back office. How many auto ships are you going to follow up with to get people on auto ship and have the conversation? It's got to be a goal. This is a small area. How many coaching calls are you going to do? Where you could do this with people, right? A coaching call could be this, setting goals with people, helping them find their numbers. How many team calls are you going to do? You got to start doing them, right? We have team calls, but start doing them with your team too. Have a 20-minute call, 30-minute call, and see where people are at. How much reading are you going to do every single month? How much back office time are you going to spend learning what's in the back office? Social media. How many social media videos and posts are you going to do every single month? Every single week? Every single day? Education content. How much are you going to consume? Content consumption online. Meaning watching other people promote the business and learning from them, spending 10, 15 minutes a day, but having a plan in place so that you can do that. So again, we'll go through this again next week, but if you guys want to write all this stuff down, this is going to give you a plan to start going in the right directions. Now, to wrap this all up, you guys, I want to leave you with a couple final thoughts. Remember, this training is recorded. We're going to go back through it next week again, and I want to take someone through the goal setting at the beginning of the call so that everyone can kind of see how the process works. And then you guys can take notes, you can absorb it, and most importantly, you guys can use it. And as a leader, you guys are all leaders on here. Your responsibility is not just to set goals for yourself, but to teach other people how to set goals for their life. That's why I'm giving you these tools so you can pay it forward. Use these tools to sit down with your team. Use them with people in your organization. Use them with your kids. Use them with anyone that you care about. Because when you help someone set goals, you give them direction. And when you help them build a plan, what you do is empower them. Listen, you guys, this is the part where most people leave a training and they're motivated. Maybe you're inspired, maybe even fired up for a few days. But let me be very clear with you guys. Motivation is not what got you here today. Motivation is like taking a shower, as Zig Ziglar said. You need to take one every single day. Inspiration is something that comes within. And execution is what's going to get you where you want to go. Ideas are free, you guys. These are ideas. Inspiration is everywhere. As we discussed, execution is rare. It's such a rare thing. Execution is what separates people who talk from people who win. Say that again. Execution is what separates people who talk from people who win. And I need you guys to hear me on this. Everything you want is already available. And I know you think success is hiding from you. It isn't. Abundance isn't hiding from you. Your dream life, the one you keep seeing in your mind, when you close your eyes and you try to envision this, that life is sitting there waiting on one thing. And it's not waiting on more talent. It's not waiting on more education. It's not waiting on more luck. It's waiting simply on you. It's waiting on the version of you that shows up every single day, that stops negotiating with your goals, that stops starting and stopping, and it just decides, this is who I am now. You don't need to wait for a new week, you guys. You don't need to wait for a new month. You don't need permission from anybody. Because I will tell you this, winners don't wait for perfect conditions, they create them. And I want you to create it right now. This is your line in the sand moment. I want you to draw a line in the sand. Go to the beach this weekend. Go to a park where there's sand and just draw a line in the sand so you can visually see it and say, this is it. This is where average ends. This is where excuses die. This is where your next chapter begins. Not next year, not next month, not Monday. Right now. Because I'm going to tell you this. If you're breathing, you're capable. I am no better than anybody on this call. I am not special. I am just made a decision that I'm going to create success in your life. I'm teaching you from someone that came from living in his car 20 years ago. If you're in this room right now, you're called. If you're hearing my voice, you're responsible. You're responsible for you. You're responsible for your family. You're responsible for showing people the way. Because nobody is coming to save you guys. But the good news is, nobody needs to. Everything you need to win is already inside of all of you. Your job from here is super simple. It's what I taught you tonight. Get clear, make the plan, do the work, keep your promise to yourself, and win every single day. And when you stack enough days like that, the months will change, the years will change, and more importantly, you will change. You don't need a miracle. You need a decision. And that decision is waiting for you when you walk out of this training. Go become the person your goals require you to be. Go become the person you were meant to be. Go live the life you were designed to live. And remember, dreams don't work unless you do. So let's get to work, you guys. Let's go out and create the life that we all deserve to have. Thank you guys so much. We will go over the goal sheet next week. I know it was a lot that I threw at you guys today, but get that goal sheet. Start writing your numbers down. I want you guys to volunteer next week so that you can be in front of people and they can understand as we go through a real life situation. I'm going to have a couple of you role play with me with your goals so that I can help you guys use that sheet and start planning. And that way you can start helping other people plan. Thank you so much. I'm so honored to have your time. I know time is such a precious commodity, and I really, really, really appreciate all of you and all of you being a part of this team. Thank you guys so much for being here, and I can't wait to meet all of you in person one day, hopefully very, very soon. Have a great day, you guys.